Hi and welcome to this new lecture. So today we will be learning about conditional operator, and I am Pallav and I have 10 years of experience with Java, Spring and Microservices based frameworks. And if you are interested in learning Spring Boot and microservice, you can go to this URL, which is bit.ly link bit.ly spring-ms. And if you are really interested to learn Rx Java, which is reactive and a bit of advanced version of Java, you can also go to bit.ly rx_java 2. So these are two advanced topics, but currently in this particular lecture we are discussing about learning core Java. And learning core Java is the basic and foundations of learning anything related to Java, right? And if you want to follow me, you can actually go and follow me on to Kumar_Pallav at Twitter and Coding Saint for any of the technological things which I keep doing. You can also write me mail kp@codingsaint.com. And if you want to ask any questions during this particular lecture, you can subscribe to the link which I have sent in mail. But if you really want to do that, what you can do, you can go and write bit.ly and then you can ask me questions on Coding Saint Slack. So I have Coding Slack channel open, so you can go and you can ask questions here. So sorry, bit.ly, not bit.ly directly. Okay, so if you go to bit.ly.coding saint slack, okay, so it should be Coding Saint Slack. Oh, I'm writing wrong. Okay, so if you type bit.ly Coding Saint Slack, you will go, you will have to subscribe and you can ask questions, right? So basically you can ask questions for anything related to this particular course or lecture in my Slack channel. So I have sent the mail, so I'll just go there and show you for a few things there. So if you want to ask question, this is the link, Coding Saint Slack. Okay, so you can ask me questions during this particular lecture, and let's start. So yesterday what we learned to write a simple hello world program, which was this one, where we did nothing more but just wrote hello world, and then we just wrote another program for adding two numbers, where we were taking inputs from user, the first number and the second number, and then we were adding and printing the values. Today we will be learning about conditional operators. So as step 2, what we will do, we will just create another package. And in case if you really want to go and learn about the first lecture, you can go to YouTube on my channel, and you can the lecture is already published, but lecture will be there because that's a YouTube live session, so you can go there and find that lecture, right? So you can basically go to YouTube in my Coding Saint. This is what Coding Saint. You can go to my channel, you can get the this was the class 1, right? So introduction to Java programming. Okay, and this is what we are currently publishing, which is conditional operators. So let's just start with conditional operators. So today we will learn about conditional operators and how you can use it in Java. So what are conditional operators? In life you get so many questions where you have to answer with if you want to do this or if you want to do that. For example, currently we are facing a pandemic, which is COVID-19. So you have because of this pandemic, we are all inside. So since there is a lockdown, so you have been given options. You have two options: either you can go out or you cannot. But you cannot go out because still there is a pandemic, right? So if pandemic exists and if the lockdown exists, you cannot go out. So that's what the condition is. So if there is lockdown, you can't go out. So such conditions, we will look how we can actually write such conditions in program in Java, and then what we will do, we'll just see how does it go along. So the first thing we'll do is to write a if condition, and we'll see how does it work. So before I add a class, I would like to create a package, and as I said, once you create a package, this is for lecture 2, so I'll just create a lecture 2, and all the cases are in lower, because as this is what is prescribed for Java as a naming conventions for packages, everything should be a small case, right? Now we are trying to find right example of if condition. So I'll just create a class, and let me name it example if. But this, this doesn't look very great, but it should do the work, because I just want to name the class to make it very easy for people to understand what this particular class is doing. I'll just create an enir in big. That is what Java naming convention stands for, creating classes. And this is a if example. So let's create this. In this if example, what we'll try to do, we will write a small program where we will see if somebody is female, if female, give discount. Okay, so what we are trying to get to do, we will be writing a program where we will ask the user, are you a female or male? If somebody says female, we'll just print the discounted price for them. Okay, so for example, if we have a dress which is priced at say $100, and if somebody is female, or you can give them 10% discount. So say you can give them at 90 rupees, okay, or 70 rupees or whatever. So that depends. So we will just say, okay, so what we'll do, we'll write with what we know, right? So we know the values for an item. Okay, so say known values. So what do you know at this point of time? But before do we start writing anything, let me start with a main class. Okay, so PSVM is a shortcut for writing main in IntelliJ. So that's what I'm doing. I've written a main class. Now you'll initialize with known values. So known values here is the price of the item, right? So what is the price of the item? Say $100. So we'll say okay, so once I'm writing that the price of the item is 100, so I know that the discounted price is say 70 rupees. Okay, so $70. Okay, so at this point of time, these are the known values that we know, right? And as I have written both of it with a smaller case, which is what do you say, which is the default way of writing in variable in Java. So this is the standard, so you should start with a smaller, then you can actually, with every new word, you should keep the uppercase. So this is camel case for any of the variables which we define. Now what we need to do, we need to just ask the user. So let me first print that what is your sender, what is your gender, and if I ask the user need to input again. So right, so what we are doing, we are trying to get the input. In our last lecture we saw we are using this scanner, right? So we again use this scanner to get the values from the user. So this will help us to get the values from the user, and we can get the values into, currently either he will write or he or she will write male or female. So just let her know. Enter M for male and F for female. Okay, so this should work, right? So now if somebody writes F, then we need to give a discounted price. So we'll just write a condition where okay, so rather than writing discounted price, we'll just say that total discount. Okay, so we'll just say here, say total discount. So say if we are providing $30 of discount, so what we'll do, we'll ask the user, and now because we got the value, so we need to store it somewhere. So as I say it, so we'll take a string, right? So we should be getting it here. So let me first print also. Now we know that the gender will be either M or F based on what user has entered. If C has entered, say F, we need to compare. So we'll just write a if condition. Equals, so in a string, basically Java provides a value which is called equals. So I'll just write equals. What do you want? I mean F, so we'll just write F, or if somebody writes a small f, then so we can write equal ignore case. So these are the two values which string actually provides in Java, equals or equal ignore case. So we'll write equal ignore case. So we do not we're not worried about if somebody writes F is in small or in caps up. So it's fine for both of us, we can actually take it. So what we'll do, we'll just say item price is equal to price minus total discount which is offered. So now if the condition matches, then the price will be discounted, and based on that, what we'll do, we'll print the final output. So let's print the output, which is right. So this is a small condition or branching which we made. So what we did, we just asked user, and then we, based on whatever we have actually, then we discounted the price. If somebody is female, so the item price got changed by 30 rupees, we have added a discount, and then we are showing this. So let me run it and show that if it does work. Okay, so if I write M, this should not match, right? So for me, if somebody is writing M, the price is still $100. So what if I run it again and write F? So you can see that this is working at this point of time. If somebody is a female, she is getting this is getting 30% discount, right? A gender biased program that I have written, but it's fine. It's just to make you understand what if statement does. So this was a simple example of if statement. Now we will look for if else, right? If somebody is, let's give male, or males also some kind of good discount, at least something to cheer about. So let's write another program where we will write if else. So in this one, I'll create one more class, and I'll call it example if else. I'll copy a few things from this program because I don't want to type it again and again, the same kind of thing. So what I'll do, I'll just take this part and I'll put it here. Okay, so this is for if else. So say now we'll change it. So let me also paste a bit of comment. Yeah, I wanted to tell you one more thing. If you are writing a comment with double star over any of the class or any of the method, it becomes a document for you. So if you just print, if somebody is trying to see what this one is, so he will get a document. So for example, if I show you this one, I mean basically, so if you go, I mean this is just a decompiled version, so it might not have it, but normally if you're writing it, this works as a doc for you, right? So with a double star mark, I mean if you write something like this with double star mark, and then it becomes a document. I'll show you that in some time, but with single line comments are, as I said yesterday, it is just with 2 slashes, and this is like a comment. So there's a little bit of difference between two, but the both serves, I mean, like a document, but I mean both are comments. So focusing back on our example, currently what we are trying to do, we are trying to write a if else statement. So if female give 30%, 30, and male gets 10% discount. Okay, so now what we'll do, we'll just change the variable name, and not, I should not say male, say others get 10%. Okay, so discount, I'll just change this name. I can change this name like female, total female discount, and I can also create one more variable which will be for others. Okay, so let's make this one as 10, and if somebody is writing female, then we need to provide female discount else. Now this is if else. If this can satisfies, do this, otherwise do something else, right? This is just like plain English that we say, if you do this, else you do that. Okay, so there is a choice. I mean there is a alternate path that you can actually follow with, if you're not, I mean if the condition doesn't satisfy. So what I'll do, I'll just write a else here, and then I'll say if some, I mean because this did not satisfy it, so I can add another kind of discount coupon for these guys so that they are still happy. Okay, so this is what the another else is. So now if you look at this particular program, I'm just asking what your gender is. I should not even have asked male, because if somebody writes male, female, XYZ, currently anything, I mean if he's not sure, I mean then also it will go here, right? So but anyway, so if somebody is writing female, that means F, that she will get this particular discount, which is 30%. And if it does not satisfy to this particular condition, it will go inside here and add another discount which is for others, and which is currently 10, and then it will come out of this particular loop, and in this control flow it will print the price for that particular person, right? So let's run this one and see if it works. So what if somebody is a male, how much he should get? He should get it at 90, right? He's getting it. Now if somebody again wants to see what is the price for a female, I mean what is the discount for them, so let's write F, and see is still getting 70%. So it's fine. So this was a simple example of if else. Now what we can do, we can see nested ifs. So nested if is a very good case. I'm just showing you how nested if can work with if. I mean there could be, you can write a if inside a if, that is still valid. But why I'm trying to, but I would like to tell you one thing, when I write a nested if, this also increase program complexity, right? Because you are checking again and again and again. So if you write a lot of nested ifs, your program complexity. That means it becomes difficult to read, and it also takes a lot of time to evaluate, because each line of code that we write increases the complexity, right? So this is what I need to do. So currently what I will be doing, I'll write a nested if. So while writing any piece of code, we should actually look that we avoid nested ifs. Okay, so if there is a lot of nested ifs, that's not a good practice, but I'll just show you at this point of time. I'll create a class and I'll call it nested, okay, sorry, example. Let's follow the standard that we have been following. Nested if. Okay, so now this is an example for nested if. I'll take the values back from here. Oops. I'll put it here. And nested if say if somebody is female and age is more than 70, give her at 60. Okay, so I'll write here one more variable in known condition, table Okay, so what I'm trying to do, I'm just adding extra 10% over senior citizen female. So we already have it here, so we need to get the age. So what I'll do, I'll ask the age in this particular, inside this I'll just write what is your age, I'll ask. Okay, so if somebody now writes that I'm over 60, so I need to get the thing back, so I'll just write this, and then I'll take this value, I'll just write here. So if somebody is writing age 60.12, that's still valid, but what I'll say, scanner dot next double, and now I'm writing a if inside a if. So that is what nested if is. Okay, so I already had applied a discount here, but if somebody is writing that is more than 60, greater than 60, let's add one more kind of discount over. So now she'll get a bit of more discount because she's senior citizen and aged over 60. So this is a kind of nested if. So first thing, it will come inside here. If somebody is female, it will add this discount, which is 30. So item price becomes 70 rupees. And then again, it is asking that what is your age? And if somebody still prints, okay, I am over 60, it will actually get to inside this. And but if you see this particular else, this will get executed only if somebody is writing not F, right? So if somebody is directly writing this one, I mean this else is valid for this if condition, not for this one. So if you still want to do something extra, you can write a else here which will be valid for this condition, but this is just to show you which I'm trying, right? Okay. So in this case, if somebody is less than say 60, I'll just print one more thing, say system result. We have 10% extra discount for senior Okay, and let them know. And if somebody is already 60 plus, so let them say that you got 10% extra. So if somebody comes with less than 60, she will just get this particular message, and then the total price will be printed. And then if somebody is over 60, she'll get this particular message, which will be telling that okay, you got 10% extra discount. So this is an example of nested if. So let's run this. So for first condition, let me say okay, this is 50. Something went wrong. What if somebody writes them? Okay, so he gets at 90, exactly as it was working earlier. So if somebody writes F, then it is asking what is your age. Say somebody is writing I am 61, so it says okay, you got 10% extra discount. That's cool. So and just run it once more to verify if somebody is less than 50. Hey, so that's fine. So because it's telling that you can let other senior citizens know that if somebody is a senior citizen, they'll get more 10% discount. Okay, so this was an example of nested if. And this is what I wanted to show you for conditional operators. Tomorrow we will learn about switch statement, and we'll go a little bit more detail in other things. For any questions, do ask questions at Slack channel. So I'm waiting for queries. And what you can do as an exercise, you can actually try to get all of this particular you can try to write these codes, and you can get acquainted with this particular syntax and everything. And if you have any questions, you know where to ask. You can ask me at my email, or you can also ask at Slack channel. So that's it for today. Thanks for watching.